Because today's story is not simply about a magazine cover or a fleeting fashion headline. It is about a quiet but deliberate cultural signal, one that unfolded without spectacle, yet instantly commanded attention across global entertainment and fashion circles. When Vogue Japan placed Taeyong at the very center of its editorial narrative, this was never a routine casting decision. It was a calculated statement, executed with precision, restraint, and an almost cinematic sense of timing. In an industry addicted to noise, this moment chose silence, and that is exactly why it landed so powerfully. Vogue Japan is not a publication that reacts impulsively. Its editorial language has always been rooted in foresight rather than trend-chasing. Every cover reflects a long internal conversation about influence, longevity, and cultural direction. So when Taeyong was not framed as a guest appearance, not positioned as a decorative element, but elevated as the narrative core, the meaning became immediately clear. This was not about showcasing fashion on a popular figure. This was about recognizing a figure capable of carrying fashion's deeper message. What makes this placement resonate so strongly is the absence of exaggeration. There was no attempt to manufacture controversy or amplify shock value. Instead, Taeyong appeared with calm authority, fully grounded in his identity. His presence did not ask for validation, it assumed it. That level of composure cannot be styled or scripted. It is the result of years spent shaping an artistic path defined by consistency, discipline, and an evolving sense of self. Almost instantly, the public reaction shifted from surface-level admiration to deeper interpretation. Conversations moved away from clothing details and styling choices toward questions of symbolism and intent. Why Taeyong? Why now? And why does this moment feel different from the countless fashion collaborations that pass through headlines each season? The answer lies in what Vogue Japan appears to be acknowledging, that the definition of a modern icon has fundamentally changed. Today's cultural figures are no longer measured solely by visibility or trend alignment. They are measured by narrative gravity, the ability to carry meaning across industries, languages, and generations without losing coherence. Taeyong embodies that shift. His background in music, performance, and visual artistry gives him a multi-dimensional presence that transcends any single field. Vogue Japan did not dress him to fit a concept, it allowed the concept to emerge around him. This cover is increasingly being read as a broader signal about where global taste is heading. Loudness is no longer synonymous with impact. Excess no longer guarantees relevance. Instead, the industry is gravitating toward figures who move with intention, whose influence feels earned rather than imposed. Taeyong represents that evolution. His career has never relied on spectacle alone, but on sustained growth and artistic clarity. The editorial framing reinforces this message. The emphasis placed on Taeyong's voice, the deliberate pacing of the narrative, and the visible respect for his creative perspective all point to a collaboration built on trust. He is not treated as an object to be photographed, but as a subject whose thoughts and process matter. This distinction is crucial. It separates temporary fashion moments from enduring cultural positioning. There is also a significant layer of meaning in Vogue Japan's decision to grant him such space. Japan's fashion and cultural institutions are known for their selective engagement with global figures. Inclusion is rarely about reach alone. It is about aesthetic alignment, shared values, and mutual respect. Taeyong's presence suggests a deep resonance with Japan's appreciation for subtlety, discipline, and emotional nuance. This is not a transactional relationship, it is a dialogue expressed through art. Timing, too, plays a critical role. Taeyong stands at a pivotal point in his career, not at the beginning where discovery dominates, nor at the end where retrospection takes hold. He exists in a transitional phase where each step begins to define legacy rather than momentum.
Hey Army! Quick pause before we keep going. If you're loving these BTS updates, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and join our family of global fans. That way, you'll never miss a single record-breaking moment. All right, let's jump back into the story.
Vogue Japan captured this moment with striking precision, presenting him as a figure in motion rather than a finished image. That choice keeps the narrative open, unresolved, and compelling. And this is where the true intrigue begins, because the cover itself is not the climax, it is the prologue. Interviews, commentary, and creative insights remain partially unrevealed, each positioned to deepen the story rather than conclude it. Vogue Japan appears confident that Taeyong's narrative cannot be exhausted in a single issue. That confidence signals belief in sustained relevance, a rare form of recognition that is felt more than announced. As initial reactions settle, attention is already shifting. The public is no longer asking what has been shown, but what will be revealed next. What perspectives will emerge from the cover story? What creative philosophies will be articulated? And how might this moment reshape how Taeyong is positioned on the global stage? These unanswered questions are not oversights, they are deliberate invitations to remain engaged. From a broader entertainment perspective, this moment reflects a changing relationship between audiences and content. Viewers are no longer passive consumers of isolated visuals. They follow arcs, trajectories, and evolving identities. Every fragment of information becomes part of a larger story still unfolding. Vogue Japan appears to understand this shift intimately, choosing to build anticipation through restraint rather than saturation. Ultimately, this was never about selecting a popular name to generate attention, it was about curating meaning. Vogue Japan identified a figure capable of carrying narrative weight without force, someone whose presence invites reflection rather than demands it. In a world dominated by constant amplification, this choice quietly argues for the enduring power of composure. Taeyong's placement stands as a reminder that influence does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it arrives calmly, settles deeply, and remains long after the initial spotlight fades. This moment does not seek to shock, it seeks to endure, and that is precisely why it matters. As the next chapter gradually unfolds, one truth becomes increasingly evident. This collaboration was never designed to be consumed quickly. It was designed to linger, to be revisited, and to grow in meaning over time. When the full narrative finally reveals itself, it may redefine not only how Taeyong is seen, but how global icons are framed, trusted, and remembered in the evolving language of modern culture.